up with today's video, guys. We removed so much hair from this ear canal. Well, I say we remove. My name is Rhys, Barber, one of the audiologists here. It's not my removal, it's Taylor's.
And my name is Taylor Green.
Yeah.
Yeah, grab yourself some popcorn, grab yourself a cup of coffee, grab yourself a cup of tea, whatever you fancy, because this is an absolute beast. And
I've never seen anything like this.
Honestly, when I started this, I just thought, oh, you know, looks like a nice easy plug of wax, you know, should be able to get this out nice and easy. No, that wasn't the case. You can see as I'm kind of touching it with the suction tube, it's almost bouncy in a way. You can see it's just like almost as if it's hollow. It's really weird. So I thought, oh, suction's not doing anything at all here. So I started with the forceps. And most of this removal, I think, is with the forceps, to be fair.
I couldn't get over it. I mean, you were faced after you finished, because Dana came in my room after you finished it. Just done a tough one. And when I edited this in, I was like, oh my goodness me, Taylor Green, how the heck you managed to cope with all this. But it's so thick. That's the thing. The hair is just so thick, isn't it? It's
very matted. Yeah. Like it's just clumps. The patient was shocked himself, actually. I always, when we see hair like this, not quite, we don't really see it very often, luckily, where it's this bad. But, you know, I checked with the patient afterwards. I was, you know, do you trim your hairs? He obviously does, because I could see that some of the hairs near the entrance is tiny compared to the ones on the outer part. Yeah. So I think this particular patient trims their hair quite a lot inside the ear, on top of, you know, your usual sort of haircuts where they might fall inside. But the pain with this is that it wasn't coming out as like a block. Yeah. It was literally just coming out in tiny little bits.
Sometimes you're lucky, aren't you, and you'll get a little pull the remainder with it, but it's almost like it's kind of stacked, and as you're pulling it, it's just pulling a stack out at a time, isn't it?
Yeah.
I couldn't get over. When I edited this, I was like, I've been doing this 20 odd years, and I've never seen this amount of hair in an ear canal before. And this is literally just hair, isn't it? There's hardly any wax in here at all. It's all just hair.
Yep.
Wow.
Well, the little bit of wax that is there is just holding gluing the hair together.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, patient was obviously relieved to get this out, but was also in shock himself when he seen what came out afterwards.
Goodness me! I mean, this has got to be years worth of ear trims, ear hair trims, surely, isn't it?
It's got to be. I can't imagine this patient's going to be putting the hair into his own ear. Just.
It'd be a bit odd thing to be honest, I suppose.
No, I think there's been some cotton buds in use as well at some point. I know there's no, you know, I know there's none of that sort of, you know, the dent. There's no visible signs that a cotton bud has been used, but this is very deep into the ear. So that's kind of what's leading me on to kind of think, you know, at some point there's obviously been, you know, a cotton bud being in use or something to try and clear this out. Now I thought, you know, I got rid of most of that hair that was, you know, stopping our suction grip. So I thought, we could pop back in with the suction tube here now just to try and get a good grip. I just can't get a grip on it. It's just really struggled to get a grip.
I just realised I've just been pulling a face through this entire thing, like, what is that?
I know, I probably have as well, to be fair, watching it back over.
What's this? I can't, I mean, the thing is, what advice do you give to a patient then if they're trimming their ear and to stop it from going in? It's a difficult one, because people say to, well, you know, 'cause I know there were some trimmers that have little vacuums on that you could use, and they would sort of suck the clippings out as you trim in. Yeah. But I suppose a simpler way, you could just put a little bit of cotton wool, maybe just at the entrance to the canal, and then trim to stop it from going down inside the ear. Maybe that might help.
Yeah. Because you can see that we've got this almost like dry skin as well. I know it doesn't look dry, but you know, we've been using a lot of olive oil to try and soften this up.
Oh, you had a good old run with this one, didn't you? Skin and hair and wax. Wow, that's a good combo.
And you know what? This was both sides as well. It was exactly the same in the other side as well.
Gosh.
We just kind of, you can see it's all starting to unravel again now. We're getting more hair kind of starting to come loose.
So it was all sort of compressed together, was it, inside the canal? And then as you're pulling it, it's all kind of loosening. Wow.
Right against the eardrum as well. So it was pretty much going well, all the way in.
It's the length on some of these hairs, man. And when you were taking that first couple out, they were kind of like this long. They were massive.
Beasts.
Yeah.
Beasts.
Gordon
And
Bennett.
you could see you can tell I'm getting a little bit frustrated because I'm just not getting that grip. It's almost acting like a mesh.
Yeah.
And that's the problem we normally get when we get a lot of hair inside the ear. It's a bit of a nightmare for microsuction, but we also got to keep in mind of how deep we are in the ear canal here.
Yeah. And irrigation wouldn't break this down, would it? Because it gets. I've given the analogy of rebar before now, which is where you get these kind of, you know, these almost like they do with concrete, structural concrete, and you put these bits in. So basically, it's kind of holding everything in. So when you try and irrigate, it's not really, you haven't really got that flow to wash this forwards.
Yeah.
But blinking heck.
It's a bit of a weird consistency again, because there's like slight movements where I'm getting little grips here and there, but it's just we can see it's just not doing a great deal for us, to be honest.
Look at this coming away, because I'm still shocked with the length of some of these hairs. You can see the whole thing is moving.
Yeah.
But it's as soon as it loosens, the hairs loosen out that main bulk, it just pulls out.
Off, yeah.
Wow, look at the length on those hairs. This must have been going on for years, surely.
It has to be. To be fair, it was. I think my back was in pain doing this one, so I wasn't really talking too much, to be fair. But yeah, it was a bit of a pain. This was to do. Probably one of the most difficult ones I've had in a little while, to be honest. I know we don't really get them very often. But then again, I seem to have had a little bit of a run of a few tricky ones over the last couple of days.
Do you know what I've had a run of recently? I've had a run of ends of cotton buds, Q-tips. I seem to have had a run of because you've had one as well recently, haven't you? Have you had a Q-tip one recently?
That was tissue paper.
Tissue paper, was it?
And that's coming up.
Oh, there you go. See,
coming up.
There you
Spoiled
go.
if you know.
I know. I won't spoil.
Spoiler alert. Just blank my sense of my voice on the editing. Magic.
We've had I seem to have had a run of cotton buds. I don't know why. I don't quite understand why it's happening so much at the moment. I'm not too sure. Perhaps people are just buying cheaper cotton. I can't say it. Cotton buds.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Still going. Are you still with us?
I tell you now, yeah. If you want to go toilet break and come back, we'll have to do intermission in the middle of this because it's so long.
Elevate the music.
I can't do that because they'll ping us for copyright for the music on YouTube. It's. I mean, these are always beasties to do. These ones, they're not easy ones to do. It's just such a mat of debris in there. Look at it.
It's a bit of an overall nightmare because we can't get a suction grip because of the hair and because of how soft it is. We can't get it all out in one go with the manual tools because it's too soft, and we're just going to squash it all over the sides. Yeah. The forceps are not pulling it out because it's only just taking the hair out. Yeah. But it's not. It's an overall a bit of a nightmare to be honest. But
because even something like the Jobson Horn with this kind of thing, what you'd risk is because you've got the hairs kind of sitting laterally, so they're sitting the lengthways like this. If you go with the Jobson Horn, you could run the risk of pushing those hairs further back, and then what they're going to do is they're going to do that against the eardrum, which is going to be a nightmare to get off anyway. So you have to use something that's going to bring this forward, sort of out, rather than sort of dropping behind it and trying to pull it forwards.
It's moving slightly. I mean, we're getting tiny, tiny little movements, but I'm really just waiting for that, the pop, waiting for it to just pull out. You can see just how, obviously just how soft it is. You can see the whole thing. As soon as I'm getting a little grip with the forceps, and just in a way, I'm kind of hoping there's going to be like a thick layer of dead skin there that's just going to pull the whole thing forwards, but it's just shearing away all this hair. So
the best case scenario would be like a hard block of wax at the back where all the ends of the hairs are embedded into, and you can kind of pull it and it drags the whole lot forward.
Come on.
Oh, there we go. I think you've got Jobson Horn. You just trying to lift that top bit down.
Just gently trying to roll it forwards because I can see there was a gap underneath, so I was just.
Oh.
I can't put too much pressure on these now because again it'll just well, like it's kind of what it's done here. It's just going to shear that like little trench in the middle of it.
Oh my word.
So there's a tiny little gap here now. Slip just over the top there, and so at this point, patient was already starting to hear a little bit better because we've created that gap sort of just above it. So, every little bit we're taking out here now, the patient's hearing better and it's hearing better.
This seems more of a concentration of wax now rather than the hair at this point, I would say, looking at this.
Yeah, there's still quite a few kind of stuck in amongst it, but yeah, we're you can see all that kind of whitish, sort of really light yellow material at the back there. Now this is all just dead skin. This is just thick, dead skin. So that's the gap, that pink you can see at the back there. That's the ear canal. So we've now created this gap, eventually, finally.
Wow. That's not an easy one to do, is it? Look at that. I bet you were relieved to see that gap at the end.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think at this point I'd pop my head out the door and I'd say, can someone make me a cup of coffee, please?
I think I need more than a cup of coffee to tell I think.
Pop over to the pub opposite.
Let's go back. Right, let's try that again.
Yeah. Excuse me, I'm just going to go for a pint. I'll be back.
I'll be back now. Gosh, look at that. You can see that layer of dead skin there on the left hand side. Oh, look at that. Nice. That's a nice peel.
That's what we want. That's what we want.
Yeah.
Get these last tiny little bits. I think this was quite attached here, but at this point, patient had already gone through, enough to be fair.
It's when you get that sort of look to it, that bit of skin, you can tell straight away that you've got that really fresh layer of skin underneath. And as soon as you lift that top sort of dead layer, you can see that there's that fresh layer there. So a lot of the time, I would just put the flap back down over the top just to let that sort of heal over a bit. Just tap it back down.
There you go. Yeah, it's looking a bit aggravated, looking a little bit, and this is the other side.
Wow.
I already knew this to start with because what we always do at the start of our appointments is we have a look first. So we check both ears first before we do anything. The way that first one came out, I already knew that this, again, was going to be a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, if you want to, guys, you can, now we've done with the one side, you can pause the video, go make yourself a drink.
Yeah.
Non-alcoholic.
Oh my word, that's exactly the same, isn't it? Yeah, a lot of the time, if you're checking both, you always check both ears before you start with the patient. Do you tend to start with the easier one or the hard one? Because you can usually tell which one's going to be which.
It depends really. I think if I know the one is going to take me a lot longer than the other, I usually start with the worst one first.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
But if they look very similar, but one is a little bit more full than the other, then just do the easy one first, and then.
Sometimes I'll think, if I've got one I'm looking at and thinking, oh my goodness, how the heck do I approach that? I might do the easy one first, and while I'm doing the easy one, I'm mulling over, thinking, right, what am I going to do with the other ear now? How am I going to get down? How am I going to approach this on the other side? Yeah. So
we've taken quite a few clumps of that loose hair away. So I've got the standard size Zollner tube here, just trying to remove some of this looser kind of like softer wax that has been gluing most of this in place.
Well, I don't want to jinx you two, but it seems to be coming away a little bit easier on this side. I know,
we already had our tea and coffee ready for this
break for us, yeah. We always voice these over first thing in the morning. This is why we don't get to, like, a couple of people say, where's Taylor Green in the comments? We only get one session. We get 1 hour a week. That's all we get together to try and voice over as many videos as we can. And then I try and voice over the ones in between. If we haven't got enough to sort of get us all the way through. So yeah, this is why you don't see Taylor as often, but he is appearing. You're coming on a bit more regularly now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
There you go.
We are trying to get me on a bit more regularly, but we just need to kind of work it out because we're not in clinic together every day.
No.
Which is again a bit of a pain.
It is, yeah.
But
Taylor refuses to work with me most of the week, do Taylor? No, he didn't.
No, I'm only joking.
We kind of run out of things to say, really, because it's the same here. And we don't want to sound really repetitive, but my goodness, we want to put this one in because obviously you get some, and I put a couple of shorts on recently, and the wax is out like that. Yeah. but not everybody's like that. I mean, what you tend to see, we don't put every single video we do up on social media. What you tend to see is the ones, you know, that we think would be interesting for you guys to watch. And I know like the hairy ear canals always get a lot of stick in the comments. Everyone's just trim the hair, trim the hair.
Yeah.
But what you get is you can see what happens when people are sort of just trimming their hair and not really doing anything with it. You know, if you are going to trim your hair and your ear canals, like we said, just put a little bit of cotton wool on the outside edge, or I'm sure there used to be a trimmer with a vacuum. I don't know whether it still is around. But you can have a look for that one as well. It just stops this from happening. But it shows you that the wax is doing what it's supposed to be doing, which is picking up dirt, debris, foreign objects from the ear canal, and that's exactly what the wax is doing here as well.
Oh gosh, it was a tough one. This you may start to see the camera starting to sort of jutter a little bit, but that's just purely because when they do get tired, because we've had this question a few times actually in the comments. You know, do you rest your arms on anything? Which, you know, the answer is no. We are literally just free holding our arms in the air essentially, and we've got the endoscope, you know, and an iPhone, which, you know, they're not light. I mean, you know, I mean, we're not big bulky muscle men, you know what I mean? So, well, it's Rhys is
Excuse me, a hench. I'm a unit, am I?
Absolute tank you are. But no, after a while, you know, when you can do it without weights. I mean, even if you just hold your arms out for quite an extended period of time, it gets, you know, the lactic acid starts. Lactic acid?
Lactic acid, that's the thing,
kicking in.
Yeah.
And,
so if you people who exercise tell me there's this thing called lactic acid, it's that.
I used to go to the gym, actually.
Did you?
Go to the gym, yeah. Used to.
Yeah. I go to the gym just for coffee. And I come from there again, I don't bother with the exercises. That's all the exercise. Look at the arms,
swap
biceps,
arms
and then tricep. There you go.
Swap arms in the second cup.
My dad will kill me because my dad's massively into his fitness. Yeah.
Oh, your dad's a tank.
Oh, my dad's. Oh my goodness. Yeah. We go off topics like that, but my dad actually competed. My dad has broken British powerlifting records. And I think he's broken a world record for powerlifting as well. He's about to compete again this year now.
Oh, wow.
I know. So he's going to compete again in August and in the British powerlifting competition. And he's on track to break world records in that one as well. So he might end up in Chicago. So if anyone watches us from Chicago, you might well see my dad in Chicago later on in the year.
Walking around with a coffee.
Walking around with a coffee.
Brilliant.
I know.
That's fair play. That's
you fit bloke.
Yeah.
Not like me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just I'm mostly relaxed muscle, I feel.
Yeah.
That's
Fair enough.
It is, My 24 family pack.
24.
Guys, we're not talking about wax anymore.
No, I know, we've just completely gone off.
Completely gone off topic here. Oh, talking about wax. This is, I can't remember what episode this is now because I forgot what number it was, probably posted on. But we have episode 1000 coming up really soon. We are going to do something a little bit different for episode 1000. We're not going to tell you what that is, or we're going to try not to tell you what that is. But yes, we will do something maybe a little bit different for episode 1000, guys, because it is a big milestone for us. 1000 episodes in.
That's huge.
It's a massive milestone. You know, we hit 500,000 subscribers the other day, which is all down to you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
But yeah, you know, we never thought the channel would get as big. Certainly not as big as this. Which is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah,
we appreciate
on
every
YouTube. Sorry, guys, because you were going to watch
YouTube.
But yeah, I mean, on TikTok, I think we got 1.2 million. So thank you very much to all the TikTokers as well. So
just a few.
Yeah, and you know, Instagram, Facebook. I think we're in the 30,000 on both of those. I think. At the moment. Yeah.
And we appreciate every single one of you.
Every single one. Every single one. Thank you so much. Well, look, we're nearly at the end now.
We're nearly done. Well done, guys, if you made it this far. Still with us.
I know. There you go. Oh my goodness.
Starting to lose it at this point. I was like, come on, just come out.
Just come out. Just out. I want you out now.
I think the patient was the same as well, mine, to be fair. Oh, gosh.
They must have been sat in that chair for a while.
Well, this is 20 minutes and this is edited as well. So yeah, I think it's probably about a full appointment's worth this, half an hour.
Wow.
Usually the procedures usually on average take anywhere between, some of the easy ones, a minute.
Yeah.
Some of the more tricky ones, I would say, are usually about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But our appointments usually here for about half an hour, 25 minutes, half an hour.
So we always take a history of the patient,
Yeah.
go through consent and bits and pieces of that. So there's a few bits we do.
Yeah.
My gosh, look at that.
A little bit of mopping up now and then we're done.
God, I bet your arms were absolutely exhausted after this.
And I think this was only middle of the day as well, so I had a couple more patients to do after this. So it's a couple of stretches after.
She's got me in because she's resting the arm on me and done it from there. I'm well either side.
Yeah,
Move your head a little bit so I can see.
There we go. Just clearing up these last little bits. I am not concerned about these little bits at all, to be completely honest with you.
Well, no, I'm surprised that patient.
Gosh.
That patient could do anything at all when they came in. They're even so much better now.
No. I know there was a couple of little bits there, but look at that. I've compacted that all together as well. I mean, if I'd done all that lengthways, that probably would have been a couple of meters worth it.
Going out the clinic and up the corridor.
Gosh.
Oh my word. 3 3¾ inches I'm going to go with on that one.
Yeah, it was 9.5 centimeters.
Oh, look at the size of those hair pieces though, my goodness me. Oh guys, I forgot to say, if you do enjoy the videos, you can always like, heart, share. If you got the end of this, well done, you might as well subscribe. You've done like most of our videos in this one. Yeah, if you do enjoy the videos, like, heart, share, follow, subscribe. If you have ear problems yourself, you can always check out the link tree in the description, book yourself an appointment with myself or the lovely Miss Taylor Green. And guys, we're going to put another video up on here. I'm going to see if I can find another hairy one for you to have a little look at, and so we'll put that up the top there. But as always guys, take care of yourselves.
Take care of your ears.
And take care of one another, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye everyone.
Bye.